The Kansas City T-Bones proudly present T-Bones Baseball on the Air. Members of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball Clubs and home of fun well done. The T-Bones Broadcast Network is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Now let's head out to the ballpark for the starting lineups and the first pitch with the voice of the T-Bones, Nathan Moore.
Welcome to Community America Ballpark on an absolutely gorgeous night as Kansas City returns from a rough 2-5 road trip. And really it's been a rough stretch of about 17 games for the T-Bones ever since August 16th, Elvis Day. Go figure, but we'll talk about that here momentarily. But last night, or yesterday afternoon rather, Fargo scored in each of its final 3 innings and ended up beating Kansas City by a final 4-3 yesterday afternoon in Fargo. But Kansas City gets set to wrap up the home portion of its 2016 season and, quite frankly, the rest of the 2016 season here at home with 4 games beginning on just an absolutely gorgeous Friday night as they get set to take on Sioux Falls. Kansas City coming in here 41-55. Sioux Falls is 37-59.
Matt Folks here along with you from Community America Ballpark. Nathan Moore will be with us at some point tomorrow night. He'll be joining the broadcast then, but he is on a football field tonight with Cameron High School, so he is out in the elements. And I got to tell you, folks, we started the season in somewhat cool weather, cool early spring weather in May, and at least tonight we're going to end it on a fairly cool, absolutely gorgeous late summer evening, very uncharacteristic of Kansas City in early September, but it's about 70 some odd degrees and just absolutely perfect for baseball as Kansas City gets set to take on Sioux Falls. Jared Messer on the hill for the T-Bones. Joe Bircher will be going tonight for the Canaries. Your starting lineups tonight look like this. First for Sioux Falls, and again, they're coming in here with a record of 37-59. Batting first will be the center fielder, Ethan Chapman. Batting second at second base, Darwin Perez. Batting third, Jake Taylor, the first baseman. We've seen Jake in this league for a few years and actually was a T-Bone momentarily before the start of last season, but Jake is batting third and playing first base. J.C. Linares is your DH, batting fourth. Blake Schmidt, shortstop, batting fifth. Cameron Monger will be in left field and batting sixth. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Patrick Fiala. Batting eighth, the catcher, Mike Falsetti. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Aaron Owen. So again, it's Chapman, Perez, Taylor, Linares, Schmidt, Monger, Fiala, Falsetti, and Owen for the Canaries as Joe Bircher, who's 5-6 with a 2.70 ERA, will be on the hill tonight for the Canaries, formerly known as the Pheasants. Some of you might remember that. We'll talk about that a little bit later on here as well. For Kansas City tonight, a similar lineup, but a couple defensive changes that we have not seen here at home here this season. It starts with your leadoff batter, Tyler Massey, who's become one of the better center fielders in the league. He'll be in right field tonight. Batting second in left field is Starlin Rodriguez. Batting third, the American Association postseason all-star second baseman, Brett Wiley, batting third. Batting fourth at first base, Jake Blackwood. Anthony Gallis, your DH, he's batting fifth. So Dalton Wheat is in center field tonight and batting sixth. Vladimir Frias at shortstop, batting seventh. Ryan Rentz, who hit his first home run for Kansas City during this past road trip, he's batting eighth and playing third base. And behind the dish tonight and batting ninth is Nolan Johnson. So again for Kansas City, Massey, Rodriguez, Wiley, Blackwood, Gallis, Wheat, Frias, Retz, and Johnson with Jared Messer on the hill. Messer coming in here 5-3 overall with a 4.24 ERA. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will look at how these last couple weeks have gone for Kansas City as they have ended the road portion of their season. They get set for the final 4 home games here in 2016. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to Community America Ballpark as we get sent for the first of 4 games here between Kansas City and Sioux Falls. Matt Folks here along with you tonight and a portion of tomorrow night. Nathan Moore will be back with us during tomorrow night's game, and then he'll be with us Sunday night and Monday afternoon. So here for this holiday weekend, in case you're here in Kansas City, tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday night, a special 7:05 start. And then on Monday afternoon, it'll be a 1:05 start on Labor Day as we wrap up this 2016 season. And really, this has been for Kansas City, or at least for me, a season that has just flown by. It's hard to believe that we're sitting here on September 2nd. We're looking at really the final 4 games of the season as Kansas City and Sioux Falls. Both teams have been eliminated from any postseason hopes. And for Kansas City, that really has happened here in these last couple weeks. The T-Bones had a glimmer of hope for the postseason in the middle of August. As many of you might remember, Kansas City, which had not won more than 2 games in a row all season. Beginning on August the 8th, the T-Bones won 7 in a row. They swept Lincoln, swept Laredo in 4 games, and went on a nice little 7-game winning streak, a nice 7-game wins here in Kansas City. But since that time, since August the 16th, Kansas City has gone 4-13. It has been a very rough stretch for the T-Bones here in this last couple weeks. So that's why we're sitting here now, 41-55 and out of postseason contention here for 2016. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the first pitch for you as Kansas City and Sioux Falls get set for action here at Community America Ballpark. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com. Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Welcome back to Community America Ballpark. Matt Folks here along with you on a perfect night here in Kansas City, Kansas, as we are underway. And the first pitch misses inside to Ethan Chapman. Jared Messer on the hill from tonight for Kansas City. Again, the T-Bones coming in here 41-55 overall. Sioux Falls at 37-59 in the American Association standings. Kansas City is just ahead of Sioux Falls toward the bottom of the league. As the next pitch misses low and away to Chapman. Jared Messer, the right-hander out of Massillon, Ohio. Wheels and deals the 3-ball pitch, and it's right down the chute for a called strike. Messer 5-3, 4.24 ERA. As he works quickly, the next one's grounded to shortstop Vladimir Frias, up with it over to first in plenty of time for out number one. So a 6-3 put out for out number one. And it brings up the second baseman, Darwin Perez. Perez, a .288 hitter, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. And on the left side of the play, as the first pitch is high and inside. Kansas City tonight in their black jerseys, trimmed in oxblood and gold with the white pants. Messer with the windup and the 1-ball pitch, and it's on the ground towards second. Wiley scoops it up over to first in time for out number two. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down here in the first. And it brings up the first baseman, Jake Taylor. And of course, here in Kansas City, whenever Jake Taylor comes to the plate, you will hear some line from the movie Major League. As the first pitch to Taylor misses outside. Jake signed briefly with Kansas City before last season. After playing up in St. Paul. ended up spending last year with Joplin, as this pitch is low and away from Messer. Messer making his 15th start of the season. The windup in the 2-1 pitch is popped up. Left side toward foul territory. Retz about 10 feet from the bag. Camps under and pulls it down for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Jared Messer. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. We've played half an inning. It's Canaries nothing. Kansas City coming up. Back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to Community America Ballpark as we head to the bottom of the first inning on Nickelodeon night, 90s night here at Community America Ballpark. And here is your worthless trivia for the night. They were just showing a clip of, I believe the show was called Doug, which I didn't realize it was on Nickelodeon, but a show called Doug. The creator of Doug is from my alma mater of Lipscomb University, so there you go. That is your worthless trivia for the night. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, Jared Messer made very quick work of the Canaries in the top of the first. We'll see what happens with Joe Bircher against Kansas City here in the bottom of the first. Tyler Massey, Starlin Rodriguez, and Brett Wiley, the three hitters here to face Joe Bircher. As the first pitch misses, low and away to Tyler Massey. Joe Bircher, a left-hander, gets Massey to fly this one out toward left. There with the easy fly ball is Cameron Munger for out number 1. We've seen Joe Bircher in this league for a few years. He is a 6'4", 220-pound left-hander out of Omaha, Nebraska. First pitch to Starlin Rodriguez is upstairs. Rodriguez batting .256, 6 home runs, 28 driven in. As the next pitch is grounded towards short. Schmidt up with it over to first. Barely in time to get Rodriguez on the 6-3 putout. Rodriguez really flying down the line that time. And with that, the league's best second baseman, at least as voted by managers and media types around the American Association, Brett Wiley steps in on the left side of the plate as the American Association announcing the postseason all-star team today. And Wiley was the second baseman as the first pitch from Bircher to Wiley is in there for a called strike. Wiley batting .311 as he lines this one sharply down the left field side and into the GA seats. He has a team-high 108 hits with 23 doubles, which is tied for first, 3 triples, which is tied for second on this club. Also has 5 home runs, 43 RBIs, and he has scored 46 runs. As the next one's off the hands and back to the screen. So Wiley down on the count 0-2. Defensively in 91 games, mostly at second base, Wiley has a .977 fielding percentage. He has committed just 9 errors this season in 233 attempts. But he will strike out here against Joe Bircher, ending the first inning. And Brett Wiley, as good as he has been, has now struck out for the 12th consecutive game. It'll be the first strikeout, and much like Jared Messer, Joe Bircher has a very fast 1-2-3 first inning. We've played one. There's no score. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to Community America Ballpark as we head to the second inning, scoreless here in Kansas City, Kansas. We welcome you wherever you're listening tonight or wherever you might be watching the broadcast from tbonesbaseball.com, and we welcome those listening in Sioux Falls as they are tied into our broadcast tonight. Sorry that you guys are stuck with me here tonight instead of JJ. JJ should be back with you on Sunday, I believe. So J.C. Linares leading off the second inning for the Canaries. Watches this pitch miss low and away from Jared Messer. It's 2-0. The Canaries in their blue jerseys tonight, trimmed in yellow and white, as this one's fouled back and out of play with their gray pants. I have often thought, and I absolutely love the Royals uniforms. As a Kansas Cityan, Linares rips this one into left field. It's over the head of Rodriguez, who stumbles on the warning track, picks it up. Linares heads towards second. The throw into second base in time as Wiley applies the tag, and Linares will be out on the 7-4 putout for out number one. So Linares gets the first hit of the night. And he saw Rodriguez stumble, and really the throw not all that good from Starlin Rodriguez, but Wiley quickly getting the tag down and Linares sliding right into it for out number one. Brings up Blake Schmidt as Schmidt goes after the first one and comes up empty. Schmidt batting .323. For all intents and purposes, leads the Canaries. Now, Patrick Fiala, who we'll see in a few batters from now, is batting .400, but Fiala doing it in 11 games. Schmidt has been there all season, playing in 92. As he swings and misses, down in the count, now 1-2. Schmidt, a .323 average, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs. And on the right side of the plate, Messer kicks and delivers, and this one's fouled back to the screen. Messer played collegiately at Malone College, which I believe might now be Malone University, up in Ohio, as this one's lifted high And deep into left field, Rodriguez drifts back at the warning track, camps under and pulls it down for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the second inning. It brings up Cameron Monger, the left fielder. Malone is up in Ohio. T-Bones manager John Mazzarelli is one of their coaches during the collegiate season before the American Association begins. As this pitch is down low to Monger. One of the, I don't know if we want to call him clubhouse guys or equipment managers or just all-around good guy. Dalton West goes to school at Malone, plays baseball up there. I think he has made his way during this last road trip, went from Gary to Malone, I believe. Counts 2-1 to Monger. I'm sure Mr. West is listening here tonight. Here's the windup in the 2-1 pitch, way high and inside. Monger seeing a couple lives flash before his eyes there. He'll step way out of the batter's box and collect his thoughts before digging back in. We're in the top of the second inning, 2 outs, nobody on. J.C. Linares with the first hit of the game for either team, but he was thrown out trying to stretch that into a double as the 3-1 pitch is right at the knees for a called strike. Messer, as we've seen him do throughout this season, working quickly with nobody on base. 3-2 pitch, swung on a miss by Monger. He loses his bat. It goes right back up the middle. Messer able to jump out of the way. Now he'll go get the bat for Monger as it went back behind the mound. And that'll be the first strikeout of the game for Jared Messer. And the third out here in the second inning. Here in the inning for the Canaries, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score here at Community America Ballpark. Matt Folks along with you. And just a picture-perfect night here in Kansas City, Kansas. It got up to about 73 today. It might actually get a little bit chilly tonight. We're not used to seeing this type of weather on September 2nd here in Kansas City, but we will take it. This past week, while the T-Bones were out of town, we got a lot of rain as this first pitch to Jake Blackwood is fouled back into the seats. Got quite a bit of rain this past week. Temperatures were right around 90, low 90s at times. So we will welcome this for a holiday weekend. The one-strike pitch from Bircher to Blackwood is fouled back and out of play as well. 0-2. Joe Bircher making his 19th start of the year. He's 5-6 with a 2.70 ERA. The windup in the two-strike pitch to Blackwood is fouled down along the right field side. Bircher has a career 20-26 record with a 3.70 ERA. As the lefty wheels and deals the two-strike pitch and bounces it about 2 feet in front of the plate. Jake Blackwood batting .263 with 13 home runs, 63 RBIs. Back in on the right side of the plate as he chases a curveball and comes up empty. So consecutive strikeouts for Bircher, with Brett Wiley ending the first inning, and now Jake Blackwood leading off the second. Brings up the DH, Anthony Gallus. Bircher has started all 18 games that he has pitched this year, as the first pitch to Gallus fouled back to the screen. He does have a complete game shutout. Earlier this season, Bircher faced Kansas City on another holiday weekend of sorts. July 4th, 5th, and 6th is when Kansas City was up in Sioux Falls. He got the win over the T-Bones, going 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 3 runs as Gallus tips this one. The count now 2-2. He walked 2, struck out 5, gave up 3 doubles in that game. As Gallus swings and misses, and it's now 3 consecutive strikeouts for Joe Bircher. And 2 outs here in the second inning. Brings up the center fielder, Dalton Wheat. Now, we've talked about Wheat throughout the season. Wheat, a rookie out of Emporia State, and we've seen him in right field most of this season. But when you talk to the coaches, when you talk to people around this league, it's going to be interesting to see what type of player Wheat becomes. And frankly, as he fouls this one back, if an affiliated team would come by and snatch up Wheat, again, this is just his third, start of his 4th month of professional baseball, as the 0-2 pitch is blown away. One thing you'll notice about Wheat right off the bat, pun intended perhaps, are his work gloves. So if you're watching on the American Association website or through tbonesbaseball.com, you see those gloves, you think those look like worker gloves. They are. They're $10 gloves that you can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever. As this one's fouled back and out of play. Wade started using those in college. One of his teammates needed batting gloves, and Dalton loaned him his. And the only ones Dalton had at that point were out in his truck, and they were work gloves. So he grabbed them, he started playing with them, and felt pretty good to swing a bat wearing them, and it has stuck ever since. But he's batting .337. No home runs, 27 driven in, but he's making here in Kansas City as he fouls this one back. Count remains 3-2. He has a very good arm to play right field, but he is also very fast. Right now, he has an absolutely huge gap in center to right center. Big swing and a miss as he went chasing the high one. And Bircher will end up striking out the side. He has now struck out 4 consecutive. We've played 2. We head to the third. No score. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
We go to the third inning. No score here at Community America Ballpark. Matt Folks along with you tonight. We're glad you're here with us as Joe Bircher has struck out 4 consecutive batters, including striking out the side in the bottom of the second. As we go to the third, it's Fiala, Falsetti, Owen, the 7-8-9 hitters, here to face Jared Messer. Messer working very quickly as the 1-ball pitch is swung on and missed. So defensively for Kansas City, behind Messer tonight, your outfield Rodriguez, Wheat, and Massey from left to right as the 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Nolan Johnson. The rest of your infield from first to third, Blackwood, Wiley, Frias, and Retz. Here's the windup of the 2-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch that's fouled back toward the Canary dugout. Here's the 2-2. Tapped foul at home plate. Johnson unable to hold on to it. The windup in the 2-2. Tapped foul down the third base side. So that is one thing, one difference we have seen with Jared Messer this year. He's changed his windup a little bit. Comes more from the side. As he throws a slider outside that Fiala will strike out. Fiala, the second consecutive strikeout for Messer, and the first out here in the third inning. Brings up the catcher, Mike Falsetti. Falsetti batting from 114. Swings and misses at the first one. In 51 games, Falsetti with 18 hits, 17 runs, 4 doubles, 13 RBIs. Check swing here, and pitch is low and away. Now, once a runner gets on, you'll see Messer slow down quite a bit, but as this one swung on and missed. But if you ask him about it, he says, you know what, I just want to be ready to go as soon as the batter gets in. As this one's tapped foul. And not only has that helped the defense behind Messer, but it's helped Messer. And I think a lot of nights, when you see a pitcher working quickly, as Messer is, this one misses low and away, it's 2-2, but when you see a pitcher working quickly, as a hitter, you can begin to think that, man, this guy's got his stuff tonight, as this one's popped up Vladimir Frias calling for, and the shortstop camps out and pulls it down for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the third, and brings up the right fielder, Aaron Owen. But as a batter, a pitcher can get in your head a little bit that way and get you to start thinking, man, this guy really wants to throw. He must really have his stuff tonight. As the first pitch to Owen is tapped foul. Now, again, once you see a runner get on tonight, Messer slows down considerably. As this one's fouled down to the camera bay at the third base side. But he's in that, I'm going to call it a new windup, where basically he looks like he's coming out of the stretch as flings a 68-mile-an-hour curveball that's in the dirt. Counts 1-2 to Owen. No score. We're in the top of the third inning. As Owen fouls this one back and out of play. The only hit of the game thus far from either side. J.C. Linares with a single that he tried to stretch into a double, but was thrown out by Starlin Rodriguez at second base. Here's the 1-2. Way inside. And the count evens up 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Messer with his slider working tonight. Now has 3 strikeouts in the game. And it's another 1-2-3 inning here in the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third. No score here at Community America Ballpark. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
We go to the bottom of the third. It'll be 7-8-9 for Kansas City, as both pitchers thus far have faced the minimum. They're through 2.5 innings. It'll be Vladimir Frias, Ryan Retz, Nolan Johnson to see if Kansas City can get the first base run of the game. Joe Bircher, however, out of his 6 strikeouts, 4 have been, or out of his 6 outs rather, 4 have been strikeouts, including the last 4. He struck out Wiley, ending the first, and then Blackwood, Gallus, and Wheat in the second. So Vladimir Frias will be in there on the right side of the plate. Here leading off the third inning of the scoreless game. Frias, the switch hitter, and on the right side against the left-handed throwing Bircher as the first pitch is in there for a strike. As Frias goes after the second one and skies it towards center, very shallow center, but charging in hard is Chapman, and he'll make the play for out number 1. So the strikeout streak ended at 4, but the consecutive out streak continues. It's now at 7. Brings up the third baseman, Ryan Retz. Retz not with the T-Bones in early July when Kansas City was up in Sioux Falls. First pitch way inside to Retz, who has one home run, that coming during this past road trip. Batting .273 as he lines this one sharply into left field for Kansas City's first hit of the night. So with one away, Rentz will get a base hit and brings up the catcher, Nolan Johnson. Johnson batting .195. No home runs, 4 driven in. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it back and out of play. You know, I started to mention this earlier about the Canaries uniforms, and I keep looking at it. I'm a huge fan of the blue and yellow. And growing up here in Kansas City in the 70s and 80s, this one's on the ground toward right, under the glove of Perez into right field. Holding up at second base will be Rentz, but Johnson will give Kansas City its second consecutive base hit. So after retiring the first 7 in the game, including 4 straight strikeouts, Bircher has now given up base hits to the 8 and 9 hitters for Kansas City. We go back to the top now with Tyler Massey. Massey flied out to left. His first time up. Watches the first one miss upstairs. But growing up here in the 70s and 80s as a huge Royals fan, I love the fact that for the most part, Kansas City has kept at least its home uniform pretty much the same over the years. As this one's lifted down the third base side, but it's going to hook into the seats, and a nice catch by a fan in the front row, and the fan will get a high five from the left fielder Cameron Monger as he was charging over to try to catch it. That was just really cool. Very nonchalantly caught by the fan. Monger wouldn't have had a chance to get it, but he continued with his momentum over toward the fan and gave the fan a high five. That was cool to see. The 1-1 pitch on the ground towards second. Could be 2. The flip to second for 1. Back to first in time for a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play as they'll get Nolan Johnson on the 4-6. And Massey will be out on the 6-3. Eventually tonight, folks, we'll talk about the uniforms. Until then, though, I'll tell you that we're headed to the 4th inning, scoreless here at Community America Ballpark. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
So Kansas City gets its first 2 base runners of the night, first 2 hits of the night, but they will end up stranding 1 on the 4-6-3 double play turned in by the Canaries. So we go to the top of the 4th. Center fielder Ethan Chapman will lead things off. As the first pitch is in there for a strike. Here's the windup and the 1-strike pitch, and it's down low. As Chapman grounds this one, backhanded by Blackwood, who will flip it to Massey, covering first in time for the 3-1 put up. A nice play by Blackwood as he was playing way off the bag, and Chapman still making Blackwood backhand it. You try to say that 5 times real fast. Making Blackwood backhand it. And they'll come up with the 3-1 put out for out number 1. Brings up Darwin Perez, the second baseman. Perez 0 for 1 as he shows bunt. The first pitch misses way inside. Messer, now that Perez is back in, wheels and deals. And Perez pops this one up. Shallow left center. Perez will end up popping out to Vladimir Frias for out number 2 here in the 4th. Vladdy has been very vocal on a couple pop-ups tonight. And with 2 outs, I don't even need to look at my score sheet. With 2 outs, I can tell by the sound effects that Jake Taylor is stepping up for the Canaries. First pitch low and away to Taylor. Taylor batting .269 as this pitch misses. As Taylor will launch one and out of here. Home run over the Sioux Falls bullpen. So I'm thinking maybe we don't play that clip anymore. As Taylor will get a 2-out home run and give the Canaries a 1-0 lead here in the 4th. Brings up the DH, J.C. Linares. First pitch in there for a strike to Linares, who got the first hit of the game for either team, but he tried to stretch that one off the mini monster into a double and was thrown out by Rodriguez at second base. Here's the 1-1 on the ground, and he will get this one into left field for his second hit of the night. Rodriguez gets it in quickly, and Linares will be aboard with 2 outs and a run across here in the 4th inning. Brings up the shortstop, Blake Schmidt. Big swing and a miss. So now, technically, the first base run of the night is aboard, so Messer will be working out of the stretch. As the next pitch is down in the dirt. Linares, not exactly a stolen base threat over at first base. He has attempted 1 and stolen 1. As this one's in there for a strike to Schmidt. As a team, Sioux Falls has several base stealers. As this one's lined in the center for a 2-out single. Wheat comes up with it. Holding up at second base, though, will be Linares. And now 3 consecutive hits given up by Jared Messer. The inning started out harmless enough with Chapman grounding out to Blackwood and Perez popping out to Frias. But then a home run by Taylor and back-to-back singles by Linares and Schmidt bring up Cameron Monger, the left fielder. Monger in on the left side of the plate as the first pitch misses somewhere. Monger 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his first time up. The kick and the pitch. Off-speed pitch is in there for a strike. So Messer had faced the minimum through 3 2/3 before getting into this little bit of a jam, a little bit of a pickle, a little bit of a precarious situation. And the count's now 2-1 to Monger, a .243 hitter. Make that 3-1 as the fastball at 88 misses high and inside. Sioux Falls leading it 1-0 here in the top half of the fourth inning. They lead on that home run by Jake Taylor. Linares gets his lead at second, Schmidt at first. The kick and the pitch is in there on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. Monger with 9 home runs, 31 driven in. Takes a deep breath and digs back in on the right side of the plate. The kick and the payoff pitch is fouled back and out of play. Three and two, so the runners again taking off with this pitch. Here it is. Line toward right field. Massey is there to make the play for out number 3. But not before Sioux Falls will get a run. They do so with 3 hits. But that run came on the home run by Jake Taylor. There were no errors and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Sioux Falls 1, Kansas City nothing. Back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Kansas City had the first base runners of the night. They did that last inning with back-to-back base hits with 1 out by Ryan Retz and Nolan Johnson. But it's Sioux Falls with the first run of the game in the top half of this inning on the home run by Jake Taylor. So it'll be 2-3-4 for Kansas City. Here face Joe Bircher. Bircher with 4 strikeouts tonight. He struck out those 4 in a row. First pitch in there for a strike to Rodriguez, who grounded out his first time up. Rodriguez grounds this one into left field as he gets right through Fiala and Schmidt and finds his way to left for a leadoff single for Rodriguez. So Kansas City with another runner aboard here in the game. And it brings up the second baseman, Brett Wiley. Wiley was the first of those 4 strikeouts for Bircher as he watches the first pitch go by for a called strike. Bircher, the lefty, kicks and delivers, and this one's high and away. One ball, one strike, nobody out. As Wiley lifts this one toward the corner in left field, at the wall is Monger. He makes the play for out number 1 as Rodriguez had taken off. He'll have to scamper back to first. On the catch by Cameron Monger in left field. So 1 away here in the 4th, and it brings up the first baseman, Jake Blackwood. Blackwood has been in this league long enough that he remembers when this Sioux Falls team, the moniker was the Fighting Pheasants. As the first pitch in there for a strike to Blackwood. They had a different color scheme, and that was my first couple years in the league. As Blackwood grounds this one toward and under the glove of the second baseman, Perez, who looked like he was trying to time the hop perfectly. Will likely be the first error of the ball game. Yeah, and I think partially Rodriguez might have helped that out by blocking the view, but nonetheless, it will go down as an error as Blackwood will reach on the E4. Rodriguez holds up at second base. And for the second consecutive inning, Kansas City will have runners at first and second with 1 away. Brings up the DH, Anthony Gallus. As the first pitch is swung on and missed. Gallus struck out his last time up. Now I'm trying to remember the color scheme of the Fighting Pheasants. I want to say, and I could be way off, it's been a few years. Big swing and a miss. And Gallus down the count 0-2. But I want to say the uniforms for the Fighting Pheasants might have been brown and yellow, maybe? As this one's grounded off the mound, it's picked up by the second baseman. His only play will be to flip it to the shortstop Schmidt covering second, and they'll get Blackwood there. And I'm not sure if that one caught Bircher on the foot or went off the rubber, but it took a funky hop. Blackwood, who reached on the air, will be erased. He'll be on 4-6. Gallus on with the fielder's choice, and Rodriguez moves over to third base. So runners at the corners with 2 away for Dalton Wheat. First pitch to Wheat, misses inside. But Sioux Falls originally was in the Northern League. That's the league Kansas City was in before the American Association, as Wheat flies this one into left field. Monger will camp under and pull it down for out number 3. And I just got confirmation on the colors. We'll talk about uniforms coming up As we head to the fifth inning, Kansas City with a couple base runners here in the inning, but they will strand Rodriguez at third. We've played four. We head to the fifth. 1-0 Sioux Falls. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
As we go to the fifth inning, Patrick Fiala, Mike Falsetti, Aaron Onen, the 7-9 hitters here to face Jared Messer. Sioux Falls with a 1-0 lead here at Community America Ballpark as Fiala lines this one towards center, but coming in quickly is Dalton Wheat. And Wheat will make the play for out number one. So Sioux Falls joined the Northern League as the Pheasants. They were in the Northern League at the same time as the Duluth Superior Dukes. And for those of you, particularly Kansas City fans, wondering why I mentioned the Duluth Superior Dukes as this slider misses along the way to Falsetti. The Duluth Superior Dukes moved to Kansas City and became the Kansas City T-Bones, as this one's grounded foul down the third base side. And they were essentially, they being the Fighting Pheasants. Yes, essentially the colors were pheasant colors. I remember the brown, I remember the gold. Might have had a couple other pheasant-like colors as Falsetti chases this one and comes up empty. Falsetti will be the third strikeout of the night. Check that, fourth strikeout of the night for Jared Messer in the second out here in the fifth inning. That brings up the right fielder, Aaron Owen. First pitch in there for a strike. Some of you may remember Pedro Guerrero, who played mainly with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He played for Sioux Falls in 1994. As this pitch misses down low to Owen. Owen struck out, ending the third inning. As Owen sends this one to the seats on the right field side. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line toward right field, but hooking foul into the seats. Shortly before the 2013 season, Sioux Falls owners decided to go back to actually a name that had been in professional baseball in Sioux Falls, the Canaries. This one's grounded to Frias at short. Vladdy up with it over to first in time, and Jared Messer will get a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Sioux Falls 1, Kansas City nothing. Back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
As we go to the fifth inning, Sioux Falls leading at 1-0. It'll be Vladimir Frias, Ryan Retz, Nolan Johnson. Matt Folks here along with you from Community America Ballpark here in Kansas City, Kansas. We welcome those of you, whether you're listening online on our YouTube channel, watching through the American Association website or tbonesbaseball.com, or if you're up in Sioux Falls listening on the radio, we welcome each and every one of you here tonight. It's 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Canaries, no runs, 3 hits, and no errors for Kansas City. The T-Bones have had runners in scoring position each of the last 2 innings, but they have come up empty both times. So we'll see what happens as Vladimir Frias, who flied out leading off the 3rd inning. We'll see what he can do leading off the 5th. Joe Bircher has been very effective here tonight, as the first pitch misses inside to the switch hitting Frias. Next pitch fouled back and out of play. As a right-handed hitter, Frias here on the season as he fouls this one back over our heads. Vladimir Frias batting .234. He is slightly better from the left side of the plate as he fouls this one off his foot. Frias batting .250 on the year. He's .234 from the right side of the plate. .256 from the left side of the plate. As the 1-2 pitch is popped up. The catcher, Falsetti, didn't see it initially, and it wouldn't matter either way as it went about 20 rows back. So the count remains 1-2 to Frias. Vladdy with 7 home runs on the year as he grounds this one foul down toward Dave Schaub, who doesn't have quick or sure hands anymore, I guess, over at third base. He chases that one down in the corner and will flip it up in the seats. The 1-2 pitch, Vladdy reaches out and pops it into shallow center field. The second baseman going out, the center fielder coming in, and Perez, the second baseman, will call off Chapman to make the play for out number 1. So one away here in the fifth, and with nobody on, it brings up the third baseman, Ryan Retz. Retz was the first hit of the game for Kansas City. He and Johnson had back-to-back singles before Tyler Massey ended the third, grounding into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. First pitch to Retz is a fastball on the outside part of the plate. So Sioux Falls went from the Pheasants to the Canaries a couple seasons ago, as this one's fouled into the seats. They did it shortly before the 2013 season, and I had mentioned the Canaries, a longtime professional baseball team name in Sioux Falls, as Retz chases one way high and inside and comes up empty. He'll end up being strikeout number 5 for Bircher. The first 4 of Bircher's strikeouts came in order. The 3 through 6 hitters, Wiley, Blackwood, Gallus, and Wheat. So this is his first strikeout since the second inning. As Johnson goes after the first pitch and launches it deep into center field, over the head of Chapman, off the base of the wall. Johnson rounds second. He will hold up there, and Kansas City will get a double out of catcher Nolan Johnson with 2 outs here in the fifth inning as Johnson gets his second hit of the ball game. So 2 hits in the game for Johnson, and it brings up Tyler Massey, the right fielder. Massey, after grounding into that 4-6-3 double play, ending the third inning with a prime opportunity here to tie this thing up at 1-1 in the fifth. First pitch off speed, misses outside. But professional baseball in Sioux Falls dates back to the early 1900s. As Massey ropes one, but into the seats. And it was a team called the Canaries in the Iowa South Dakota League. Massey in on the left side of the plate. Bircher, the lefty, kicks and delivers, and Massey fouls this one off the net. We have seen the extended netting work so many times this year. Kansas City, before the season began, extending the netting over the dugouts as Massey ropes this one into right field. They're going to send Johnson. The throw toward home plate in plenty of time as Johnson tried to avoid the tag. And Kansas City will run into the third out of the inning as Johnson tried to score. On the base hit by Massey. Massey will get his first hit of the night. The fifth hit of the game for Kansas City, but Nolan Johnson out on the 9-2 putout for out number 3. We've played 5. We head to the 6th. Sioux Falls leading at 1-0. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
So Kansas City gets a couple base hits in the 5th inning, but unable to produce any runs. The T-Bones with 5 hits in the game. Scoreboard for some reason showing 4, but Kansas City, I believe, with 5. 4 hits in the game for Sioux Falls as Messer pumps in back-to-back strikes to Ethan Chapman. Now Messer, the right-hander out of Ohio, wheels and deals a 2-strike pitch, and it's in the dirt. Now I had forgotten the Pheasants uniforms at one time. I'd mentioned kind of yellow and gold, but I also remember kind of a black and orangey, kind of a burnt orange, if I remember correctly. As this one's launched but way foul by Chapman. But the Canaries now tonight decked out in their blue jerseys, trimmed in yellow. Here's the 1-2 pitch, way inside. And as much as I love the Kansas City Royals uniforms and the traditional aspect, the clean look, the simple look, as this pitch misses along the way, it's 3-2. The Royals with a little bit of yellow in their color scheme as the 3-2 pitch misses along the way. So Ethan Chapman aboard for the first time tonight. He's the first walk given up by either pitcher. And it brings up the second baseman, Darwin Perez. The Royals have kind of played around over the years with particularly with their road uniforms. As Perez shows bunt but pulls it back. In the early years, the Royals had gray uniforms with blue piping down the side, blue letters and numbers, as the 1-ball pitch is fouled back to the screen. Then in the 70s, they went to the uniform I missed the most out of probably all of sports, the baby blues, as this pitch is high and inside. Chapman heads towards second, and he will slide under the tag. The throw is high from Johnson. Vladimir Frias did all he could to get the tag down, but it wasn't quite in time. So Ethan Chapman at second base with a stolen base, and the count's now 2-1 to Perez. The kick and the pitch paints the black on the inside corner for a called strike. So the count even up 2-2. The kick and the pitch, big swing and a miss. A huge strikeout for Messer with Chapman down to second base. That'll be strikeout number 5 for Messer, and out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Brings up Jake Taylor, the lone run in this game. Had a solo home run a couple innings ago. As the first pitch misses low and away. Ethan Chapman with his lead at second base as the slider misses way outside. I had mentioned that Sioux Falls is a team that loves to run. That is the 17th stolen base for Ethan Chapman. As this one's ground up the middle, Frias dives behind the base and stops it. Taylor will get a base hit, but Frias just saved a run for Kansas City. Without a doubt, Chapman would have scored with zero problem. So Taylor with his second hit of the game, both teams with 5 hits, and it brings up J.C. Linares. Linares has 2 hits here tonight. But Vladimir Frias, and we've seen the ESPN reel, make some outstanding plays this year. That one, he was so far behind the base, he had no chance of getting Taylor, but he was able to hold Chapman at third as Linares fouls this one back and out of play. But that stolen base by Chapman is his 17th of the year. He is tied for second with Cameron Monger. A slow roller, that's going to score a run as it's picked up by Retz, and he will not have a play. Sioux Falls will go ahead 2-0 as Chapman comes in to score.
Shortstop number 11, Blake Schmidt.
So runners at first and second now. On presumably a base hit by Linares. As this pitch misses outside to Blake Schmidt. Still waiting to see what they call this one as this pitch misses upstairs to Schmidt. And indeed, they give Linares a hit, his third of the night. So first and second, 1 run is crossed as it's 2-0. As this one's right down the chute for a called strike to Schmidt. Schmidt with one of those 6 base hits tonight. He singled in the 4th. As we'll see David Holman begin to warm up for Kansas City. The only trouble inning of the night for Messer before right now was the 4th inning. And he gave up a home run and back-to-back singles with 2 outs. However, his pitch count was just way up there tonight. He's now at 104 pitches in the 6th inning. Blake Schmidt, and on the right side of the plate, the kick and the pitch is low and away. So Messer with his second walk of the inning, second walk of the ball game, and that'll bring out pitching coach Bill Sobey. As the bases are full of Canaries. So as much as I have loved Kansas City's uniform, the Royals uniforms, T-Bones of course too, but as much as I have loved the Kansas City Royals uniforms, and this year after winning the World Series, you might see them occasionally put on the home white uniforms with the gold letters and numbers. But this color scheme we're seeing by the Canaries is one that I've long wished the Royals would have. It's kind of an alternate uniform. Have a royal blue top with yellow and white numbers. So Bill Sobey's chat is done with Jared Messer. And with the bases loaded and one out, it brings up the left fielder, Cameron Monger. As the first pitch is in there for a strike. Monger in on the right side of the plate. Taylor at third base, Linares at second, Schmidt at first. The kick and the pitch is lifted deep into right field. Going back is Massey. This should score another run as Massey throws towards second base. Frias will cut it off. Taylor comes in to score, making it a 3-0 game. So a sacrifice fly by Cameron Monger. Makes it a 3-0 game. As Patrick Fiala steps in now. Runner going, ball is in the dirt. So what were we saying about the Canaries' ability to steal bases? That was the second stolen base of the inning, and Blake Schmidt now has 19 on the year as this pitch is swung on and missed. The leading base stealer for Kansas City is Vladimir Frias with 16. Not a huge differential as this pitch is in there for a called third strike. As a team, though, Sioux Falls with 96 stolen bases, Kansas City with 68. More importantly, though, Sioux Falls now has a 3-0 lead over the T-Bones as we go to the bottom of the sixth. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Joe Bircher has been somewhat of a hard luck pitcher for Sioux Falls this year. Again, he came into tonight's game 5-6, but has just a 2.70 ERA, which is among the top 5 lowest in the American Association. But now he has 3 runs with which to work. As this pitch is in there for a strike. Starlin Rodriguez, Brett Wiley, Jake Blackwood. And I think we have just found why There's a discrepancy on hits on the scoreboard. Tyler Massey with a single in the 5th inning. They're showing him up to bat here leading off the 6th. As this pitch misses inside, it's 1-2 now to Starlin Rodriguez. Rodriguez singled his last time up, that coming in the 4th. As he lines this one toward left, Monger goes back, reaches up, and makes the play for out number 1. So the one away here in the inning, it brings up Brett Wiley. First pitch to Wiley in there for a strike. As the next pitch from Bircher is upstairs. I had mentioned that Jared Messer at about 105 pitches now. His night is likely done, but as Wiley chases a bad one. But Joe Bircher just now at 71 pitches. As the next one's high and away. Wiley struck out his first time up. And he will strike out here, caught looking. And it'll be the second out here in the 6th inning. Bircher with 6 strikeouts tonight. And with 2 away and nobody on, it brings up Jake Blackwood. Blackwood 0 for 2. He struck out and reached on an error. As Blackwood grounds this one towards short. Schmidt up with it over to first in time on the nice play by the shortstop Blake Schmidt for out number 3. So Bircher, for the first time since the 2nd inning, will retire Kansas City in order. A 1-2-3 inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We've played 6. We head to the 7th. Sioux Falls 3, Kansas City nothing. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Well, the first call to the bullpen for either team tonight will be by Kansas City as we go to the 7th. David Holman will be replacing Jared Messer. David Holman started the season as a starting pitcher for Kansas City. He is 6'6", 220 pounds. Out of Spring Hill, Kansas. Or at least that's where he makes his home now. David Holman, 4-4 on the season with a 4.54 ERA. He has appeared in 21 games. As I mentioned, he started early in the year. He started 10 games to be exact. He'll be facing the 8-9-1 hitters, Falsetti, Owen, then back to the top with Chapman. Sioux Falls on top, 3-0. As Falsetti fouls this one back to the screen. Holman, 73 in the third innings, giving up exactly 100 hits. He has surrendered 47 runs, 37 of those have been earned. As the one-strike pitch is going away. Holman with a strikeout to walk ratio of 31-29. Here's the 1-1 pitch, curveball that's upstairs. Falsetti wasn't sure if that was going to break or not. Holman has given up 6 home runs, 19 doubles, 1 triple. Here's the 2-1. It's popped up left side into foul territory and into the seats. Holman has faced 346 batters, and they are batting .328 against him. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The windup in the pitch misses somewhere, according to home plate umpire Josh Nolan. So the count full to Falsetti. Here's the payoff pitch. Big swing and a miss. So Falsetti goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. Holman gets his first strikeout and 1 away here in the 7th. Brings up the right fielder, Aaron Owen. So Messer went 6 innings tonight, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned. First pitch to Owens on the ground. Frias charges in, makes a running throw in time to get Owen on the nice 6-3 putout for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th.
Center fielder number 4, Ethan Chapman.
And we'll flip the lineup now and go back to the center fielder, Ethan Chapman. Messer walked 2, struck out 6. Gave up 1 home run, that a solo shot to Jake Taylor. That was the first run of the game. As the first pitch to Chapman misses outside. Messer threw 109 pitches, 63 for strikes. Here's the 1-ball pitch, fouled back and out of play by Chapman. The windup in the 1-1 is upstairs. Holman, about 16 months removed from Tommy John surgery, has spent the majority of his professional career in the Seattle organization, as this one's fouled over to the screen. Both his dad and his uncle pitched for the Mariners. Holman, who was drafted out of high school by the Atlanta Braves, was drafted twice out of college by the Mariners, as this one's on the ground to Rentz at third. Rentz up with it over to first in time for a 5-3 putout, ending the 7th inning. So Holman with a 1-2-3 inning at stretch time here at Community America Ballpark with Kansas City trailing Sioux Falls 3-0. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's going to be Anthony Gallus, Dalton Wade, Vladimir Frias, the three scheduled hitters here against Joe Bircher. You know, one of the interesting things to watch this weekend is just how these teams come out, how they respond. Neither team is going to the postseason. Kansas City coming in here 41-55, and right behind them in the American Association is Sioux Falls at 37-59. Anthony Gallus leads things off for the T-Bones. The first pitch from Bircher is swung on and fouled back. Gallus 0 for 2 tonight, struck out in the second inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitters. The left-handed pitcher, Bircher, will step off. Now back on the rubber, wheels and deals the one-strike pitch to Gallus. And it's upstairs. Here's the windup in the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. As Bircher went up the ladder and Gallus tried to chase him, but comes up empty. The windup in the 1-2 pitch. It's fouled back and out of play. Gallus, who has spent much of this season with a batting average below 200, is now over the 200 mark. He's currently hitting .217. Has 12 hits in his last 10 games. He's .217 with 16 home runs, 47 RBIs. Big swing and a miss. So Gallus goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. He is the 7th strikeout for Bircher and the first out here in the 7th inning. So that is 4 consecutive retired by Bircher. As the first pitch to Wheat is popped up left side. Just in foul territory. Fiala will camp under it and pull it down for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th, and it brings up the shortstop, Vladimir Frias. So Kansas City down to its final 7 outs, trailing 3-0. In case you missed it at the beginning of the broadcast, as the first pitch to Frias is down in the dirt. I had mentioned how Kansas City had won 7 in a row. Their longest winning streak of the season. They did that from August 8th through August 14th, but then beginning on August 16th. Elvis Day for some of you. Since that point, Kansas City has gone 4-13 since that 7-game winning streak. So that is pretty much what put the T-Bones in this situation as Frias taps it down the first base side. Bircher will let it hit the lip of the grass and go foul. With yesterday's 4-3 loss at Fargo, Kansas City finished out the road portion of its 2016 season. Finished with a record of 18-32, which is the organization's worst since joining the American Association and going to a 100-game schedule in 2011. That is a winning percentage of .360 on the road. As the 1-2 pitch to Frias misses down and away. The previous worst was in 2014 when the club finished 19-30. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fouled back to the screen. So that year, for you quick math majors out there, you can tell 19-30 is 49 games and not 50. Well, one game was postponed and made up in Kansas City, giving the Kansas City 49 road games and 51 home games that season. And incidentally, because of that, 51 home games, TJ Middlestad reached base in all 51 home games as Frias will line this one to right field with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. A 2-out hit for Frias. And with 2 away, it'll bring up Ryan Retz. But TJ Middlestad, who was with Kansas City, reached base in all 51 home games for Kansas City during that 2014 season. And until Kansas City has another strange season where it plays more than 50 home games or the schedule goes to more than 100 games, that is a record that TJ Middlestad will hold, and not only because of the odd 51 games, but just an incredible season getting on base for Middlestad. Of course, TJ is now with the Wingnuts of Wichita as this pitch is swung on a miss by Retz. Here's a 2-strike pitch. It's upstairs. One ball, 2 strikes to Retz. The pitch is swung on a miss. 8 strikeouts now for Bircher. And 3 outs here in the 7th inning. So Kansas City, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. And 1 left on. We go to the 8th. Kansas City trailing at 3-0. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
David Holman back out for his second inning of work. As we go to the top of the 8th inning, T-Bones trailing Sioux Falls by a score of 3-0. Each team with 6 hits. Sioux Falls has made the best of their opportunities, though, as first pitch to Darwin Perez misses down low. Perez will be followed by Jake Taylor and then J.C. Linares, as Perez lines this one into center field for a leadoff single. So 1 on here in the 8th inning, and it brings up Jake Taylor. Jake Taylor, the batter, as the first pitch gets away from the catcher Johnson. That's going to move Perez up to second. He takes a wide turn to second base, but will be held up there after Johnson picks up the ball and calls time. So after a quick, clean inning by Holman in the 7th, he gives up the single, and now a wild pitch puts Perez at second base. Big swing and a miss. Next pitch is low and away. Perez gets his lead at second. Taylor digs back in on the right side of the plate. The kick and the 2-1 is lined sharply but foul down the first base side. In other action tonight, Winnipeg leading Fargo in Winnipeg 7-1 rather. That's in the top of the 5th. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses outside to Taylor. They're in the top of the 5th in Laredo. The Lemurs leading Wichita 4-0. Holman, the right-hander, comes center of the belt. The kick and the payoff pitch is popped up, but this one will find the seats just past the Kansas City dugout. In the bottom of the 6th up in Minnesota, St. Paul is trailing Lincoln by a score of 2-1. Sioux City at Texas postponed. And in the top of the 6th, Gary leads Joplin 2-0. Once again, the payoff pitch to Taylor. Big swing and a miss. Holman gets his second strikeout in the first out here in the 8th inning. Brings up J.C. Linares, the DH. Linares with a perfect 3-for-3 night. Singled in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, singled in the 6th. However, he has yet to come in and score. It's 3-0 Sioux Falls. Linares is not one of those three as this pitch is swung on a miss. He led off the second, and on his base hit to left, he tried to stretch it into a double, but was thrown out. In the fourth inning, he was stranded at second following a base hit, but a fly out by Cameron Monger. Then in the sixth inning, he singled and was stranded at third. And on the right side of the plate, Holman's 1-1 pitch. Curveball is off the handle, down towards short. Frias barehands it, throws to first in time for a 6-3 putout. An outstanding play by Vladimir Frias. As he came charging in, and what made that play even more difficult is the fact that Darwin Perez is running past Frias. But Frias was able to concentrate, barehand that ball, and make a running throw to get Linares 6-3. So it brings up the shortstop, Blake Schmidt. First pitch to Schmidt is in there for a strike. Schmidt 1 for 2 with a fly out, a single, and a walk. He also got a stolen base earlier this game. As he chops this one just off the glove of Retz, Frias picked it up. A run will come in and score. And safe at first is going to be Blake Schmidt. It almost looked like Frias might be able to have a play. Now again, Schmidt with very good speed. So the chances of Frias being able to pick that up off the Retz deflection and throw to first are rather small. However, there was a possibility of it. Nonetheless, Perez comes in and scores, and it's now a 4-0 Sioux Falls lead as the first pitch is in there for a strike to Monger. They will give Retz an error on that play. As a throw over to first, Schmidt is back in time. With his stolen base, this one's grounded toward Frias at short, who will flip it to Wiley, covering second for out number 3. So a 6-4 putout for out number 3, but not before Sioux Falls adds to the lead with 1 run. They do it on 1 hit. There was 1 Kansas City error. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-0 Sioux Falls. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Well, Joe Bircher's night is finished. As Sioux Falls will go to Josh Farrell, another left-hander. As we go to the bottom half of the eighth inning, it'll be Nolan Johnson, then back to the top with Tyler Massey and Starlin Rodriguez. We're here in Kansas City, Kansas at Community America Ballpark. Matt Folks here along with you tonight. As the first pitch to Johnson misses down low. So Joe Bircher had an outstanding outing tonight. He scattered 6 hits over 7 innings, did not give up a run, did not allow a walk. He struck out 8 through 89 pitches, 67 were strikes. And he leaves with a 4-0 lead. So in his last start of the season, Joe Bircher, a chance to be a winner here tonight. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Johnson ropes it into left center for a leadoff single. His third hit of the night. Johnson singled in the third, doubled in the fifth, and now singles here in the eighth. So we go back to the top now with Tyler Massey. Massey in on the left side of the plate against the lefty Farrell as the first pitch misses way inside. Farrell, a rookie, 5'11", 175 pounds. Next pitch to Massey is right down the chute for a called strike. Farrell has appeared in 41 games. He has a 3-1 record with a 4.14 ERA. As the next pitch is grounded foul and fielded by Royals Hall of Famer Frank White. Kansas City first base coach as he flips it in the stands. Sioux Falls with a former major leaguer as their first base coach, Ozzie Canseco. As this one's off the hands down the third base side, but quickly picked up foul by the third baseman Fiala. Ozzie Canseco, the twin brother of Jose Canseco. They both played for Oakland, of course. So your other piece of useless trivia tonight. Jose Canseco was out here for a home run derby 2 years ago. Had a great time with him as this pitch misses inside. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that for the first time in T-Bone's history, Kansas City has had sets of, I forgot how I'm going to say this, sets of twins here at Community America Ballpark, with at least one twin playing in the major leagues. Can I say that? As a 3-2 pitch. High chopper towards second. Perez up with it to second for one. Back to first. Nowhere close as Frank White arguing that Johnson was in safely at second base, but umpire Troy Solsa saying nope. So Johnson retired for out number one. And it brings up Tyler Massey. Check that, brings up Rodriguez. Still trying to think how I want to say this twin story. So Jose and Ozzie twins. They've both been here this season. As this one gets away, and now it gets away from the catcher. Massey was just cruised into second base and was not looking back to see what was happening with Falsetti. With Massey's speed, if he's charging hard into second base, there's a chance he tries to advance to third. As it stands, he will stand at second base. So Massey with his lead at second, the kick and the pitch. And it's in there for a strike to Rodriguez. So former major leaguers who are twins have both been here in Community America Ballpark this season. Ozzie Canseco, who's in the major leagues, twin brother of Jose Canseco, and Kansas City pitcher Mike Kickham, who will be going tomorrow night, is a twin. His twin brother played here in Kansas City in 2012. Mike Kickham pitched for the San Francisco Giants in parts of 2013 and 14. We'll talk more about him, obviously, tomorrow night. He will be facing Ray Hansen as Rodriguez with an ugly swing, and the count's even up at 2-2. On Sunday, it'll be Jordan Cooper against former T-Bones pitcher Chris Regas. And on Monday, Josh Hodges and Dylan Thompson will wind down this 2016 season. As Rodriguez was fooled, he tried to hold up, but he goes around. And he will go out on strikes for the second out. Rodriguez, the first strikeout for Farrell, second out here in the eighth inning. So it brings up the second baseman, Brett Wiley. And again, earlier today, this morning, the American Association announced that Wiley has been selected to the Point Streaks, or the league's postseason All-Star team, as the second baseman. The All-Star team was picked after a vote of the league's 12 managers and media. Generally, that media was either team's broadcaster or media relations contact. But that's 12 managers and 12 members of the media, and Wiley tabbed as the top second baseman in the American Association. And on the left side of the plate, the kick and the pitch is a chopper off the glove of the pitcher, Farrell, and then it's mishandled by the second baseman. Massey got around third base a little bit too far, but he will go back diving as Perez tried to make a quick throw over there, but Massey gets back in the nick of time. So Wiley is aboard for the first time tonight. It is the 8th hit of the game for Kansas City. And it brings up Jake Blackwood, who's looking for his first hit of the night. Jake reached on an error in the 4th inning. Nonetheless, he's 0 for 3. And on the right side of the plate, runners at the corners for the T-Bones, trailing 4-0 as this pitch paints the black on the outside corner for a called strike. The T-Bones have stranded 5 in the game, but they have had runners in scoring position 3 times tonight, not including this inning. And a runner at second in the 3rd. A runner at 3rd in the 4th. And a runner at second who tried to score in the 5th but was thrown out, ending the inning. As Blackwood taps this one foul back toward the Canary dugout. So the count 1-2 now to Jake, batting .261, 13 home runs, 63 RBIs. You have to begin to wonder if this could be the final weekend of Jake Blackwood's baseball career as this pitch misses low and away. Part of the reason he signed with Kansas City last year, he lives in Kansas City, had spent a season with Winnipeg, but wanted to be closer to home as he wound down his career. As this pitch is down the dirt, runners stay at 1st and 3rd. And Jake went through last season thinking that it was going to be his last. He and his wife are expecting their 2nd child. Jake has hinted that this could be it. We shall see. 3-2 pitch, chopped up the middle, fielded by the second baseman. He'll try to throw to first, not in time. Kansas City will get a run as Wiley took off. Wiley took off on the pitch. And that almost hurt Kansas City because that took the second baseman Perez and had him going towards second base for a potential throw down toward the base from the catcher Falsetti. So Perez then picked it up, tried to step on second, not in time, and then tried to make a throw to first on the run. The throw was not a good one. It was down in the dirt. And Blackwood is aboard. Kansas City has a run across as Tyler Massey came in to score. And it's now 4-1 in favor of Sioux City. 9 hits in the game now for Kansas City. And that brings up Anthony Gallus. Gallus, last homestand, had a 3-run inside the park home run. But he has the ability with 16 home runs on the year to tie this up with one swing of the bat. He won't on this one, though, as it's lined toward the right fielder Owen, who is there for out number 3. But not before Kansas City gets on the board here in the 8th inning. They'll come away with 1 run. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors. And the T-Bones leave 2 on base. Holman back out there for Kansas City as we go to the 9th with Kansas City trailing it 4-1. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
We go to the ninth inning with Sioux Falls leading Kansas City 4-1 here at Community America Ballpark in Kansas City, Kansas. David Holman will begin his third inning of work. And he'll be facing the 7-8-9 hitter, starting with Patrick Fiala, as Fiala watches the first pitch miss low and inside. Fiala will be followed by Falsetti and then Owen, as this one's tapped foul back toward the Sioux Falls dugout. Fiala 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out a couple times and flied out as he grounds this one just under a diving Brett Wiley and into center field for a base hit. So leadoff single for Fiala. That is the second base hit given up by Holman. The last base hit he gave up was leading off the 8th inning. That turned into a run as Darwin Perez got the single and eventually came in and scored. So Falsetti the batter now with the runner at first. First pitch showing bunt, pulls it back. Four runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Canaries. 1 run, 9 hits, 1 error for Kansas City. Holman, the right-hander, comes set. The kick and the pitch. Falsetti again showing bunt. This one gets away from Johnson. He picks it up quickly, throws to second, not in time, as Fiala will advance. And Falsetti, who's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts, now could have an option of whether he tries to move Fiala over to third with a bunt, or if now he can swing away. He will be swinging away in a broken bat blooper that Frias cannot come up with. It's into left field for a base hit, so back-to-back hits leading off the 9th inning. So runners at the corners, nobody warming up for Kansas City, but pitching coach Bill Sobey will come out and chat with David Holman. Fiala led off this inning with a single. He's now at third base. Falsetti with a broken bat bloop single into left field is at first. As it brings up the right fielder, Aaron Owen. Owen 0 for 3 tonight.
Number 3, Aaron Owen.
Coming into this inning, the bottom 4 hitters had not reached base. 2 of those 4 have now reached base. As the first pitch paints the black on the outside corner for a called strike to Owen. Owen with a strikeout and 2 groundouts to Vladimir Frias. The kick and the pitch in the dirt, blocked by Johnson, but the runner's going to move up to second base and stand up safely. Which will take away the force at second, the possibility of a double play. And it gives the Canaries 2 in scoring position now with nobody out. Sioux Falls ahead of Kansas City 4-1 here in the top of the ninth. Nobody warming up behind David Holman. So for now, this is his game. As the infield will now come in for Kansas City. 1 ball, 1 strike to Owen. The kick and the pitch. Broken bat blooper that's caught by Retz. Frias tried to charge over to third base to see if they could double up Fiala, but Fiala scampers back quickly enough. But there will be 1 out here in the inning. So with 1 away, you go back to the top of the lineup now with Ethan Chapman. First pitch of Chapman in there for a strike. So if the infield's not in for Kansas City, that's probably a ball that falls in front of Retz off the bat of Owen. Here's the 1-strike pitch fouled into the Kansas City dugout. Nice snag by the bat boy as he stood up and then jumped, saving third base coach Dave Schaub from any harm, as that one was about to bounce into the dugout. Here's the 2-strike pitch. It's upstairs from Holman. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Holman relieved Messer in the 7th inning. Infield still in for Kansas City. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, lifted into shallow left field. Rodriguez comes in and makes the play for out number 2. It's not deep enough for Fiala to try to score from third. So 2 outs here in the 9th inning, and it brings up the second baseman, Darwin Perez. Nine hits in the game for both teams. Perez has 1 of those hits for the Canaries. He has also scored 1 of the 4 runs put up by Sioux Falls, as the first pitch is high and away from Holman. Infield back at standard depth for Kansas City. They're playing Perez to pull, as this pitch is blown away. Perez, a .287 hitter, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. And on the left side of the plate, the kick and the pitch is an off-speed pitch that misses inside. We're in the top of the 9th, 4-1 in favor of the Canaries. 2 outs, runners at second and third. The pitch paints the black on the inside corner for a called strike. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Holman gets the one he wants from Johnson, comes set at the belt. The kick and the 3-1 is low and inside, ball 4. So the first walk given up by Holman. And the bags will be full now for Jake Taylor. Taylor gave Sioux Falls a 1-0 lead in the 4th inning with a solo home run with 2 outs. The first pitch this time missing way inside. Taylor faced Holman last inning, and Holman struck him out. Taylor went 2 for 3 against Messer as he fouls this one down the third base side. One on the count with 2 outs. The pitch is blooped foul into the seats down the first base side. Holman comes set. The 1-2 to Taylor is in the dirt. Blocked that time by Johnson. Fiala led off this inning with a single. Falsetti singled. Perez walked. Those are the 3 aboard now, as this one's grounded foul just inside the bag down the third base side. Count remains 2-2. Jake Taylor, who was a catcher for St. Paul, a catcher for Joplin, catcher first base, is not even listed as a catcher with Sioux Falls. And on the right side of the plate, the 2-2. Big swing and a miss. So he will strike out for a second time against Holman. It's now 3 strikeouts for Holman. And more importantly, the third out here in the 9th inning as Holman will strand the bases loaded and give Kansas City a chance, trailing 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Madison Bower will be the new pitcher for Sioux Falls. A A 6'4", 215-pound right-hander. The third pitcher used tonight by the Canaries. The first right-hander we've seen. 4-7, 6.97 ERA is the first pitch to Dalton Wade is in there for a called strike. 39 appearances, 3 starts, 50 in the third innings. 6 saves for Boer, which leads the Canaries. As this pitch misses inside. 65 hits given up, 45 runs, 39 have been earned. He has struck out 39, walked 26 as Wade takes a big swing and a miss. He's down 1-2. Boer has given up 6 home runs, 15 doubles, no triples. Opponents hitting .311 against him. In early July, when Kansas City was at Sioux Falls, Boer pitched in 2 of those games. Pitched in 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. The 2-2 swung on a miss. So 1 away here in the 9th, with Sioux Falls leading it 4-1. Brings up Vladimir Frias, who will get a chance to turn around and hit from the left side of the plate. First pitch to Frias, misses way inside. Frias batting .412 in his last 5 games. Coming into tonight, during that road trip, he had gone 7 for 17. Tonight, he is 1 for 3 as he watches this one go by for a strike. And the count's now 2-1. Vladdy's single came with 2 outs in the 7th. As he watches this one miss inside. He singled with 2 outs in the 7th, but then Ryan Retz struck out, ending the inning. The T-Bones have stranded 7 here tonight. The next pitch is right down the chute for a called strike. You assume with a 3-1 count you're going to get a pretty good pitch. Vladdy got one, but did not pull the trigger. Here's the payoff pitch. Just missing inside. So the first walk by Boer. And it brings up the third baseman, Ryan Retz. Retz singled his first time up back in the 3rd inning, but since then he has struck out twice. At this point, trailing 4-1, Kansas City just needing base runners. As the first pitch to Retz is fouled at home plate. Vladimir Frias with a team high 16 stolen bases. Gets his lead at first. The kick and the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Frias has stolen 16, but he's been caught 8 times. The kick and the pitch. paints the black on the outside corner for a call and third strike. So after singling in the third inning, Ryan Retz strikes out 3 times. And Kansas City down to its final out, and they will bring up Tyson Gillies. Nolan Johnson went 3 for 3 tonight, but Tyson Gillies will hit for him here in the 9th inning. As the first pitch is high and away. Johnson singled in the 3rd, doubled in the 5th, singled last inning. But Tyson Gillies will dig in on the left side of the plate. The 1-ball pitch misses outside. Gillies batting .252, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. As the next pitch misses outside, it's 3-0. Gillies against right-handed pitchers batting .264. It will remain .264 as ball 4. We'll send him to first. So now 2 strikeouts and 2 walks by Madison Bower here in the 9th inning. And we go back to the top of the lineup now with the right fielder Tyler Massey.
Right fielder number 3, Tyler Massey.
Massey, not a huge home run threat, but he does have 6 on the year as he watches the first pitch miss inside. T-Bones trailing it by 3, so the tying run is at the plate. Frias gets his lead at second base. Gillies at first. As the next pitch misses outside. So Kansas City gets base runners 4 times out of the number 9 hole tonight. Massey has reached base twice. He's singled in the 5th, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored Kansas City's lone run, that coming in the 8th. Here's a 2-ball pitch to Massey. It's in there for a strike. Two on for Kansas City, 2 outs for the Canaries. The kick and the 2-1 pitch. Grounded sharply but foul. Beyond the tarp down the first base side. So Kansas City potentially down to its final strike. 4-1, Sioux Falls leading it. Frias gets his lead at second, Gillies at first. The kick and the 2-2 pitch is a little bit low for ball 3. as Massey lifts one deep into left field, but hooking foul. So Massey took one opposite field, but it missed by just a few feet of tying up this game. Runners will be going on the 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Lifted, but into the seats down the third base side. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on for Kansas City and Vladimir Frias and Tyson Gillies. 4-1 game. The pitch is lined into right field for a base hit. Frias will come in and score, make it a 4-2 game as Tyson Gillies charges into third, and Kansas City will have runners at the corners in a 4-2 game now, with the winning run coming up to the plate. Tyler Massey with a 2-out RBI single. Brings in Frias, puts Gillies over at third base. And Starlin Rodriguez, who is 1 for 4 tonight, will dig in on the right side of the plate. A .256 hitter with 6 home runs, 28 RBIs. First pitch off speed is in there for a strike. Oh, and 1 the count. The kick and the pitch. Another off speed pitch. This one's chopped foul into the seats. So once again, Kansas City down to its final strike. And Rodriguez struck out his last time up, just last inning. Bower's pitch is low and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gillies at third base, Massey at first. Bower comes set. The kick and the pitch. Massey takes off. The pitch is swung on and missed. And that'll do it for Kansas City. So Bower ends up striking out the side. In the meantime, or along the way, he gives up a RBI base hit to Massey, which made it a 4-2 game, but that's where this one will end. With Sioux Falls winning it by a final of 4-2. We'll take a timeout. Have the totals for you after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to Community America Ballpark as Kansas City loses it here tonight by a final of 4-2. Matt Folks here along with you tonight, and here are your totals. Sioux Falls with 4 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, 8 left on base. Kansas City 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 9 left on. Joe Bircher gets the win. He's now 6-6. Jared Messer with the loss. He is now 5-4. Madison Bower comes in and gets the save. The time of your game tonight, 2 hours and 35 minutes. And your attendance, 3,724. So Kansas City, with the way Bircher was pitching tonight, Kansas City just did not have an answer, even though the T-Bones with runners in scoring position in 3 consecutive innings. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings, Kansas City, after Bircher struck out 4 consecutive from the last out of the first inning, and then striking out the side in the second. Bircher had faced the minimum through 2 1/3 before Ryan Retz and Nolan Johnson had back-to-back singles, but then Tyler Massey ended the 3rd inning, grounding into a 4-6-3 double play. In the 4th inning, Starlin Rodriguez led off with a single. He eventually reached third base, but he was stranded there. In the 5th inning, with 2 outs, Nolan Johnson doubled, and then Tyler Massey singled, and for some reason Johnson tried to score from second base on the sharply hit ball into right field, and the right fielder Aaron Owen threw out Johnson at the plate. So that ended that stretch of runners in scoring position, 3 consecutive innings for the T-Bones. After Bircher faced 1 over the minimum in the 6th and 7th innings, Kansas City finally cracked through in the 8th against Josh Farrell and added 1 more run here in the 9th to give them 2 runs. But by that point, Sioux Falls had already taken a 4-0 lead. Jake Taylor put the Canaries on the board, put them pretty much in the driver's seat tonight with a couple of big hits. He had the home run in the 4th inning with 2 outs in an inning that Jared Messer at that point had faced the minimum through 3 2/3 innings. He had 2 outs in the 4th inning before Taylor launched the home run. Harrison Schmidt then followed up with singles before Munger ended up flying out, ending the 4th inning. Then after a clean 5th inning, it was the 6th inning that really gave Messer trouble, as the Canaries came away with 2 runs on 2 hits. There was also the first walk of the game and the second walk of the game, both coming in the 6th inning, as the Canaries sent 7 to the plate in the 6th and came away with 2 runs. They had a 3-0 lead at that point. Then they added their 4th run in the 8th inning after Perez reached on a single, went to second on a wild pitch, came in and scored on the air by the third baseman Retz on the ground ball by Blake Schmidt. And that's how the scoring went tonight for the Canaries, as again they win it by a final of 4-2. Sioux Falls goes to 38 and 59 on the season. Kansas City drops to 41 and 56. In the game tonight, by the way, Brett Wiley with 2 strikeouts, and he has now struck out in 12 consecutive games. Wiley has been great this year offensively. He got off to a fairly slow start, but he has been great since then. But he has struck out at least once in all of 2 games since August the 11th. The only 2 games that Wiley did not strike out, August 19th and August 20th. However, again, just to point out that Wiley was selected today, or announced today, as the American Association postseason all-star second baseman. So congratulations to Brett on that. So Kansas City and Sioux Falls down to 3 games here in this 2016 season. Around the league tonight, just to give you a couple quick scores before we wrap things up. In the top of the 8th inning in Winnipeg, the Goldeyes leading Fargo 9-6. In the bottom of the 6th, Laredo at home, leading Wichita 7-4. Texas and Sioux City postponed. In the bottom of the 8th in St. Paul, Lincoln leading the Saints 5-2. And in the top of the 9th at Gary South Shore, the Railcats leading the Joplin Blasters by a score of 3-0. Again, Kansas City losing it here tonight to Sioux Falls 4-2. Joe Bircher with the win, Jared Messer with the loss, Madison Bower with the save in a game that lasted 2 hours and 35 minutes. We'll be back with you tomorrow night about 6:55-ish as we get set for Game 2 of this 4-game series, and then a special 7:05 game on Sunday, and then a special 1:05 game on Monday on Labor Day as we wrap up the 2016 season. Special thanks for listening tonight, whether you were in Kansas City, around the world listening on our tbonesbaseball.com, or if you're listening up in Sioux Falls on the radio there, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Until tomorrow night, from Community America Ballpark, this is Matt Folks saying be safe and take care, everyone. This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at tbonesbaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.